Good morning, fellow physical educators. My name is J.K. Silva, and I'm student teaching at West Springfield High School in West Springfield, Mass., about 15 minutes away. I'm here to answer a couple of your questions about student teaching and what you have to look forward to in the coming years. And the first question we have here is, what has been the toughest aspect to adjust to for student teaching? I would have to say the toughest aspect is probably time management. When you start off, you're working a full-time job. You're working 7, 8 hours a day, and then you got to come home and you gotta find yourself a meal, and then you just go right to the computer and start typing your lesson plans, and you just really got to make sure that you stay on top of everything that you're supposed to be doing. On top of lesson plans, you have journals to write, you have evidence for your PPA, which you will learn all about later in your college career. And it's just, overall, it's a lot of work. It's doable with good time management, but just make sure that you stay on top of what you have to do. Keep those lesson plans neat and organized, and you should be fine. Being a high school phys ed teacher, certainly one of the toughest aspects of being a teacher is keeping all of your students engaged. Every class certainly is going to have a mix of students ranging from the best athletes in the school to maybe a kid who just moved here from a foreign country or has never even remotely heard of the sport that you will be teaching. Different strategies that I use to keep students engaged is just to, one, I would have to say, was to keep my lesson plans always fun, keep my lesson plans, organized, make sure that I just have a good instructional sequence set up that allows to keep all students participating and physically active for as much of the course of the class time that I can. Certainly, once you start having kids standing around, you start to lose them. So I would have to say is good planning really leads to an engaged class and a good overall learning experience for the kids. How do you handle discipline in your classroom? Well, discipline is certainly one of the more difficult aspects of being a student teacher. The kids in your class, especially in high school, they know you're a student teacher. They know you're just starting, and they're certainly going to try and take advantage of you in different ways. You're going to be doing something different than the phys ed teacher who you're taking over for has done. And no two teachers are the same in anything they do, so there's always going to be some period. But as for handling discipline directly, my best advice, I would say, is to just come off in, I don't want to say stern, but in a firm manner. Make sure that you're not gonna, just don't put up with anything. If someone's messing around in your class, just say like, hey, can you please stop that? We're trying to get some activity in, and if you keep doing that, then we're not gonna have as much time as we can for class. For specific disciplinary issues, certainly as long as they are handled swift and firm, it usually shouldn't persist and shouldn't become a problem. What would you recommend to someone about to begin their student teaching in the next year or two? All right, well, I have a few things I would recommend to you PE teachers about to get into your student teaching in the near future. One, I would have to say is to make sure you pay attention in all of your classes and really learn how to write a good lesson plan. Keep keep things on your lesson plans short and sweet. Make it the best of. Take a lot of the fluff out of your lesson plans. Make sure you get right down to what you want to say and why you're going to do what you're going to do. Make sure you learn how to write good objectives, because objectives are what you are measuring the students on. That's and in turn that's what you're getting measured on, is how well your students meet those objectives and what you do to help them meet those objectives. So definitely learn how to write a good objective, behavior, condition, criteria, specifics, certainly, and learn every aspect of writing a good lesson plan. Make sure you have a good instructional sequence. Make sure that you pay attention to the different activities that you're doing in your classes right now. A lot of the activities that I do in my lessons with my students are activities and different things that I learned in my classes here at Westfield State. So just make sure that you're soaking up all the information that our fine professors here are trying to relay to you, and certainly use that in your student teaching. What is one major thing you have learned about student teaching? I would have to say the one major thing I'm going to take away from my student teaching is really how to be a professional. My best advice for all you young PE teachers out there is to, when you get into a school system, make sure that everyone there knows you're there. Go up, give the principal, the vice principal, all faculty that you come in contact with a firm handshake. Look them in the eye. Tell them who you are, what you're doing, where you're from, and what you're about. Make sure that you get off to a good foot with the students. It's not about being their best friend. It's about being a good teacher and being someone who the students look forward to going to your class. That's really important. And yeah, really just the most important thing I'd have to say, just be a professional, be courteous, be early, not on time, early, and just get your stuff done on time.